Simgigat, Sigamhanach, Gubawukson, Gotsamils, Ada Teeth Clean, Ada Mike D'Angeli Duayu, Gingolith Duwat Goods, Mills Dibrech, Vancouver, Dewotzagan, Doexisum, Coast Salish. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mike D'Angeli. My Nishka name is Gotsamils. My Tlingit name is Teeth Clean. I'm of the Nishka, Tlingit, Tsimshian, and Sitsawit nations. I am the the teacher of the program. It was a program that we came up with in thinking about how can we expand this knowledge of art and our history, but also making it relevant to now. And with this program, we've really worked with, this is our third round. We've worked with youth from around 11 to elders who won't tell us how old they are. But it's really been really amazing in watching their growth and understanding of Northern West Coast design, which is how I make my living in Vancouver as an artist and carver.
Making your drum, you finish making your apron, you put a story in there. And so then it has a soul, and so you're going to have to breathe into life. So when you start the drum, you're breathing life into that drum.
I'm so proud of my Flinty, my sister here, because she did these colors and it was a struggle for her. I know it was a struggle because we had a long talk about it, not just in class, but in the studio. She goes, well, I'm just gonna have traditional Nishka colors. I'm just gonna have traditional colors, red and black. Well, who says that's traditional? Well, our elders. And I'm like, yes, but I said, you look at Kian's group, you look at our dance group, you look at the people up north, and they have all sorts of different colors. Open yourself up to being able to use whatever colors. She had a blast with this.
Being a part of my culture, it's all encompassing. It's a part of our everyday lives. It's part of who I am. So it means that when I wake up in the morning, I'm embracing that. Going about my days and showing my daughter, like just going through daily life with her, that means that we're expressing who we are, right? And so having a program like this, it kind of reawakens those little artistic pieces that can be left behind, especially living in a big city. You know, in the big city, you don't have resources to tap into that every day. You know, so being a part of this program really allowed me to bring those things back into my life that I was missing. I really felt like I was missing art and that expression back in my life. And that's why I felt I really needed to be a part of it.
I joined the program with my mother and my daughter. So there's 3 generations, and my mother was raised in residential school. And our culture has been lost through the residential school. So it was very nice coming and being in the program with my mother and my daughter, and connecting to our culture through art has been the most beautiful thing.
When I first moved to Vancouver, I really wanted to find some sort of First Nations people I could connect with, and I was kind of at a loss. I didn't know what to do. Like, I was away from home, missing it terribly, kind of going through culture shock. For me, it was time in the week where I could just sit down and be with other people that are interested in First Nations art, and just have that time where I could work on my own stuff, because that's what I would like to do for a living one day, is be a full-time First Nations artist. This is from the first time I took the program. It's one of my family crests is sculpin.
I joined the program because I was just wanting to learn more on designing, and which gave me it's a little stepping stone to get into the North Coast Jewelry Arts program at Native Education College. So I'm currently enrolled in that, and just trying to find a way to learn to design kwak-kwak-yak with, which is really more intricate. This is Eagle Drum, which is my son's. My son just loves drumming, so I just decided to give him my drum. And while in the North Coast Jewelry Arts program, we designed, we made drums and we had to design them.
So this is the drum that I created in class. I spent a lot of time on it, and the heart. For one of our classes, our homework was just to start playing with the techniques that we had done, and then when I really sat down to draw, it happened to be the night before Valentine's Day, and I was just watching a movie with my husband, and I just drew a heart and started to fill in, I guess, a story about who we are as a family. And so that would be me, kind of the mama eagle, and with my wings kind of encompassing us as a family. This is my baby eagle, my little girl Shantae. And this is my husband, he's a bear. He's Ojibwe, so that's where this comes in, this Ojibwe floral art that surrounds the West Coast. And this is a little abalone shell, because I feel that's a big part of expressing who I am as a West Coast woman.
This is actually the third time that I've joined the program. The first time I came as a student, and the last two times I've also been a student, but I've also been volunteering more as a mentor because my background is working with youth. And so this piece I actually designed in the second class for a friend of mine, and she's actually taken the course this time, which is great, but she's Frog Clan, so this design was actually used for a button blanket, and then I'm working on it right now and transferred it onto the canvas.
So I grew up knowing like nothing about my culture. Both my brothers and I are adopted, and we always just like laughed about how we all like look so different and everything. But like when I grew up, I always like thought that I was Spanish, or I don't know, I just never really knew what I was. And then when I finally like found out from my birth certificate that I was Native, I was like, whoa, this is something that like is a part of me, and this is something that I can become, and I really just wanted to be a part of it. When I found the program, I was like, this is so cool, because I feel like I can like tell the class my story. And when I told Mike and everything, he was like, I can help you find your family. And I was like, really? That's awesome. So I was really excited about that. And then as I started to do the program, like my uncle ended up being involved in one of like the singing groups that we like heard in our class or whatever. And then he got in touch with me, and so like doing this program like reunited me with my family, my birth family that I've been searching for 25 years. And it was, it's just last March. It's crazy how quickly that's happened, but yeah, it was really awesome.
Some of our students are non-West Coast, non-Northern West Coast. And the art that we're teaching them is West Coast art, Northern West Coast art. But what I'm doing is giving them an understanding of where they're at living here on the West Coast. They have the vocabulary to be able to talk about living on the West Coast through our art, through some of our culture. But what I strongly encourage them is to go and learn their own art, learn their own culture.